Returning now to tonight's top story and a number of developments today in the teachers' dispute. The BC government is moving quickly to try to smother a full-scale strike by teachers by imposing a cooling-off period and naming a mediator to help in the dispute. Joining us now live is the Education Minister, George Abbott, who introduced Bill 22 today. Mr. Minister, thanks for being here.
Pleasure to be with you.
This thing has been going on for a year. It has been festering since the job action began in September, and yet it seems to have taken the LRB to goad your government into action.
Well, that's not so. We had planned to introduce the bill today. I think on hearing that the bill was coming, the application was made by the Teachers Federation to the LRB, and the LRB, on request, has issued some guidance to not only the Teachers Federation but to BCPC and the government as well.
You described the bill as the Education Improvement Act. Minister, how does it do that?
Well, it first of all will hopefully provide students with an opportunity to have fulsome education for the balance of the year. Since September the 6th, when school started, we've been in phase one. There has not been report cards. There's not been collaborative meetings between teachers and principals and vice principals and parents. As a consequence of that, I think that some kids, particularly vulnerable kids on the bubble, have been at some risk in terms of failing rather than passing because we haven't been able to develop remedial strategies for their education.
The teachers accuse your government of bullying with these heavy fines that the legislation includes. Somewhat ironic, considering that the Premier was on the front steps in a pink T-shirt today. Why the threat of the heavy fines?
The fines will only come into play in the event of an illegal walkout, and they will only be proclaimed on that basis. But I think when one considers a $1.3 million fine for a day's walkout from school, I think that would be a small fraction of the price that would be paid by parents as they attempt to get alternate child care, or actually in some cases have to miss a day of work because they don't have a place for their children.
Mr. Abbott, the teacher's salary demand of 15%, you might think it's out of whack, and a lot of people watching tonight might agree with you, but have the teachers had a fair shake in all of this?
Yes, they have. The net zero mandate was not constructed for the Teachers Federation. It was constructed for all public servants in the province. It was announced back in spring of 2009 in the throne speech. It has been the order of the day for all public service unions in the province. 3/4 or more now have signed on just in the last few days. 18 new agreements with the Canadian Union of Public Employees. It is entirely possible to secure an agreement under net zero. The parties just need to sit down and try to do precisely that.
And the other unions have a Me Too clause?
They do. Many of them do have Me Too clauses, which would oblige the government to reopen those net zero contracts were we to agree to a larger settlement with any union, Teachers Federation or other.
A message to teachers and to parents tonight. Are you confident that this bill is going to fix this? Can a mediator help get them to net zero?
Well, I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that cooler heads will prevail. A week ago, the Teachers Federation was imploring me to appoint a mediator. That is precisely what we are doing with this bill that has been presented to the House today. I hope that the Teachers Federation will give it at least their consideration so that the parties can sit down and see if the adults in the room can work through to an agreement that will benefit all of the 520,000 students in this province.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Education Minister George Abbott, on what's been a busy day for you. We appreciate you making time for us.
My pleasure. Thank you.